This is a fair use video. Shalom, Ahab, wa Baraka. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders, the apostles, and the prophets, the teachers that have been bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years, not wavering to the right or to the left, and to the sincere Akiyawa Afwath, salutations. Let's get right into it. The name of this video is going to be Israel protests for the right to grape. The right to, that's right, listen carefully. We're going to go in a couple minutes. We're not going to go through the whole thing. So let's do it.
Let's get to Israel, our great ally. Let me give you some of the backstory here for you guys who don't recall. We can put these images up on the screen. Horrific video leaked a while back showing the abuse, including sexual abuse, of this Palestinian hostage. You can see the way that the IDF there, and this was in this notorious Sidi Taman prison facility. And so once this comes out and they go to actually arrest these men who were involved in this abuse and this rape, what you saw there was a riot broke out. A right to rape riot broke out in Israel, including some politicians from the governing coalition and the ruling party who were involved in this, who were not upset about the abuse. Of course they weren't upset about that. They were upset that there might be any sort of charges and accountability, even some like sort of bogus sham investigation, which is what it has totally turned out to be. They were horrified that there would be any recriminations against anyone that was involved with the literal sexual abuse of a Palestinian prisoner that they were holding there. By the way, this was not a one-off. This was not a one-off. We've seen numerous reports from international organizations, testimony from people who have come out of this facility in particular, but others as well. We've seen New York Times reporting about the systematic rape and sexual abuse of Palestinians being held by the IDF. So what happened here, apparently, is, if you want to avoid getting the ICC involved as a country, you have to show that you are taking seriously the allegations against your own people, any sort of like war crime allegations against your own people. So Israel will occasionally do these like sham investigations effectively to try to keep their image of, oh no, we're we're democracy in the Middle East. Anything that goes wrong, we have accountability, et cetera, et cetera. So this was so bad that the video was leaked and they did this sham investigation. By the way, all of these guys continue to be free, et cetera. Okay. So what has happened since then? Let's put D3 up on the screen next to give you the backstory here. So it has been revealed who it was, this ID.
Okay. I think you guys have heard enough. What we need right now, definitely, is some scripture. But let's go ahead and get back to these guys right here.
Hostage.
These are the actual guys that committed these horrific acts. They didn't want you to see them. This is insane. This is insane. So when we say that Jacob's trouble is right around the corner, we're at the beginning of it. We're at the beginning of Jacob's trouble. It even tells you in Matthew chapter 24, pray that your flight is not in the winter. Do you know what the word flight stands for in the Bible? Your escape. Your escape. And look what they're doing. They're going to try and starve you to death. Ask my grandmother's family. My grandmother, my dad's mom is 100% Apache Indian. Dona, a peaceful people. Apache is the name that was given to us. But they'll tell you about the oppression. They'll tell you firsthand. So let's get right. You know, my mom says that she's Cherokee, but she's Caucasian. Now I can't deny or prove that, but I know that she does suffer the curses. That's the only thing I know about my mom. And when my grandmother saw my mom was a Caucasian, she cried out loud while my mom walked down the aisle at the wedding, screaming, "No, not my baby! No, not my baby! Don't take my baby!" Talking about my dad. So it'll tell you how oppressed we really were when you're like, that's my grandmother. I was afraid she didn't like me my whole life, and she's Apache. I don't think you guys understand. So, anyways, um, these guys get to do whatever they want. These guys get to say whatever they want, and if you say anything about them, well, that's anti-Semitic. So, the Most High is coming soon. I told you, Jacob's trouble, we're just at the beginning. Pray that you're not trying to escape during this winter. And like I said, my grandmother will tell you about the oppression. Pray that you're not trying to escape from these motherfuckers when they're starving you to death and it's freezing outside. You know what I mean? Now you got to find for real shelter. During the summertime, you can almost stay out here in Arizona all night. Let me get into some scriptures, though, before I just keep going on and on and on. First of all, let's go to the book of Psalms chapter 73, KJV authorized. Oh, I got my glasses. I brought my glasses, everybody. All right. And I want to I want to start at verse 3 in Psalm 73, and we're going to start at verse 3. And it says, "I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." So he's saying he was envious at these stupid motherfucking wicked people because they're the ones that were winning. He was, though, that's a past tense. "For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm." Look at these guys. ICE can go out and do anything they want to anybody. You got this government going out doing anything they want to anybody. And if you say so much as anything, you're an anti-Semite. And you know Trump's bombing Venezuela trying to start a war so he doesn't have to leave office. And what he's trying to do is go over the Congress's head. So there's no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men. What do you think would happen if a group of so-called Israelite men went out and did what these Israelis are doing? Israel lie. You guys are not... I don't even want to get into all that. I don't want to get my channel taken down just because of these guys. These guys right here that are creating and causing all the problems. But it says they're not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence. Violence. Look at these dudes. Literally, violent motherfuckers. Violence covereth them as a garment. Look at them. They're literally covered. And that's beautiful that this picture is up. Violence covers them as a garment. And then let's go back to verse 5 real quick. I just wanted to I wanted to read a few precepts. This is Job. Let's go to it. Job 21 and we're gonna start at verse 9. This is beautiful too, because these guys are going down into Gaza, and they're causing all of these wars. And I'm gonna get that too. Amos, KJV authorized, chapter 3. You get that too. So let's go over to Job chapter 21, starting at verse 9. Their houses are safe, far from fear. Neither is the rod of Yahweh upon them. These guys are out doing whatever they want. They don't think that there's ever going to be a repercussion to the violence that they're causing. And this is crazy. Even the scriptures are telling you that these guys, ain't nobody going to their house. Ain't nobody mess with them. Just like out here in so-called America, the way we're getting treated. The ICE, what do? They cover their faces. Ain't nobody going to their house. The government, nobody's going to their house. Nobody's taking food out of their mouth. In fact, when Biden was in office, the government never closed down. You know what they did? What the close down was going to be about? To give themselves a raise. So, at the last second, I decided to give them all a raise. That's what the big deal was for Biden. He gave the whole Congress a raise, and that's why they didn't shut down, because they had to give themselves more money. So they're all getting rich. But what are we doing? I'll tell you what we're doing. We're struggling along. Everybody's struggling right now. I don't care who you are. I was looking in shopping carts yesterday. That was scary. I was embarrassed because there is a blessing on my family and my house, and we're able to shop. And I was embarrassed because everybody else had like 2 or 3 things in their cart, and I was just like, damn. We got, we do our normal $300 a week. And so, that's pretty much when you have 3 growing kids, a husband and a wife, that is not much. And especially in this economy. But everybody else, it looked like they were spending like $30, $40 for their groceries. So, it's getting, they're starving us out. They're doing it. They're doing it on purpose too. They're going to starve us to death while what? They give themselves raises. So they're not in trouble like other men. But anyway, going back to Job, and their houses are safe and far from fear. And neither is the rod of Yahweh upon them. Verse 10, their bull, their bull gendereth and faileth not. Their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. So in other words, they're very plentiful. So if you go look at the so-called Edomite farms, they're doing great. You go look at the Israelite farms, and if they even so much as look like they're doing good, you know what's going to happen? Somebody's going to come and take that farm, and they're going to well, that's good right there. Keep David on the screen, why not? Somebody's going to take that farm and burn it down. You can't even pretend like we're getting anything done here as Israelites. Anytime we look like we're doing anything, they want to burn it down. The guy wanted to start his own community for just black people. And they told him, you can't do that. And then they took him to court. And they hit him with all these rules and regulations. But the white people, a year ago, did the exact same thing. And nobody said a damn thing to him. They had nobody say a thing to him. Isn't that crazy? That is just as crazy as it gets when you really get into it. So, their houses are far from fear. But and when they grow their flocks are protected and their flocks are prosperous. And let's keep reading. they send forth their little ones like flock, and their children dance. Their children dance. What do our children do? I'll tell you what, while their children are out dancing, our children are in the fucking kitchen, cleaning the dishes, cooking the food, pouring the drinks. I live in a college town. I know where our children are at. We're in the background working while these children dance in the streets with not a care in the world. Crash a car, don't worry. Even in this economy, Dad can still buy you another one. Don't worry, son. Don't worry. And they're crashing up cars out here like crazy. I'm scared to even drive right now with all these wicked motherfuckers on the road during school. I'm just saying, they send their little ones out and their children dance. So their children enjoy life. That's the point. While you slave behind the scenes so they can have a good time. You got to keep that bar clean. You got to keep it nice. We got to make sure the children of Esau are having a good time. Job 9 and 24. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. They covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? What are their children doing? They're at the colleges right now fucking partying. It's Wisconsin versus U of A. Tonight, live. Home fucking field advantage for the U of A. I know what I'm talking about. Believe me when I tell you. It's a party from this morning when they have the tailgate parties. They're partying right now. So, let's keep reading though. Verse 12. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down into the grave. So, and that's the point right there that I wanted to make about these people. They spend their days in wealth. And then in a moment, they go down into the grave. So like, they just live these perfectly good lives, and then they just die like a peaceful death in their sleep or something. While we get ripped apart by a fucking alligator or a pit bull or shot to death while you fell asleep in your car in a Taco Bell parking lot while eating some food because you were on your way home from work or something. You were just really tired. But when the cops saw that you were black and you moved a little bit, they shot you 50 fucking times. For no reason. This is our life. This is the real life of the children of Israel. The Mexicans get deported no matter what. And I'll bring out that video too. Let's get that real quick. You know what? We'll save that for another video. I don't want to. I'm about to shut this video down right now anyway. I want to read this for the children of Israel, the 1/3. Let's go to the book of Psalm, chapter 37. Let's stay in the book of Psalm, but let's go down. Let's go to the book of Psalm, chapter 37. I forgot we were in Job. Let's go into the book of Psalm, chapter 37. And let's go down to verse. This is beautiful. This is, like I said, this is for the children of Israel. So let's go ahead and start at verse 3. Trust in Yahweh and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. So, right now, these are Israelis. It looks exactly like ice out here in America. The exact same way. The exact same way. Okay, so let me keep going. Okay. And you know what's beautiful about that? Commit thy way unto, trust in the Lord and do good, and thou shalt dwell in the land. Verily thou shalt, surely, for sure, you shall be fed. Okay? And he's saying, and fed represents not just he's going to give you something to eat. He's saying that he's going to take care of you in these end times. You just got to follow instruction and have that faith. It's not about all these works you can do, but if you have faith, you'll want to do works. You don't want to be like these people that I don't have to do anything. I can celebrate any holiday. I can dress anyway. I can do anything wicked. It's okay according to my God that's all love. It doesn't say that. It says trust in Yahweh. How do you trust in GPS? I do what I want and I still get there. No, if you trust in GPS and a GPS system and you do what you want, you are not getting from point A to point B. You are going to eventually have to follow instructions to get where you want to go. So if you think that you don't have to follow Yahweh's instructions and you're going to get into the kingdom, you're crazy. So you'll end up, these are the people, those 2/3 are the ones that are getting just wiped up right now, right in front of all of us. Right in front of all of us. And the Most High tells us the weapons of our war are spiritual, not carnal. He will take care of us. So it's very scary right now. Let me keep reading though. Watch this. Delight thyself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart, of your mind. What are your desires? Oh, I like this type of car. I want to live in this type of house. But I ain't really pushing for that right now. I'm really just pushing this word. All of a sudden, you're like, you know what? Somehow I got the things I wanted, but I didn't pray for them. I prayed for more knowledge, more wisdom. I wanted to be like Solomon. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about if you delight yourself in Yahweh, he shall give you the things that you already desire in your heart. And it tells you, the Yahweh knows what you want before you ask for it. Let me get that real quick too. It's Matthew 6:8. Be ye not therefore like unto them. And what he's talking about? He's saying, don't be like the hypocrites in the streets, for the Father knoweth the things that you have need of before you ask them. So, and people need cars to get around in this day and age. They need clothes. They need a roof over their head. So if you have a preference, I don't see why the Most High would stop you from having that. You see what I'm saying? So going back over to these guys fighting too over, like I said, in Israel and Palestine. So we were talking about how the Israelis, their houses are safe and they haven't been judged yet. But it tells you clearly, and well, let me find it real quick. In Amos 1:7, let's start in verse 6. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Gaza. So Gaza's going down right now, but they're always overdoing it. They're graping the people. So what do you think's happening here in Alligator Alcatraz? What do you think's happening in these concentration camps? Because that's really what they are. They're just concentration camps, and we all know that. What do you think what do you think they're doing in those? If they're raping the people in here, what do you think they're doing in Israel? What do you think they're doing here? I mean, you can't tell the difference right now between what they're doing in Israel and what they're doing in America when it comes to them incarcerating the people. So for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity and delivered them up to Edom. Who do you think the Edomites are? When I told you the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, who do you think I'm fucking talking about? Who do you think the Edomites are? Who runs this joint? Come on, man. Stop playing dumb. Verse 7. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. You understand that? You guys are getting devoured over there. You are. You're supposed to. But at the same time, these guys are like, they're raping people over there. So it makes me wonder when I see that, what are they doing over here? What are they doing over here? And let's go back to Psalms 37 and 6. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. So if you trust in the Lord and trust in if you commit your way unto the Lord and you truly trust in him and have faith in him, you're not going to have to worry about this. And I know this according to scripture, because you have Mishael, Radshak, and Abednego, which I, for the lack of better words, I think it's Azariah, Hananiah, and Mishael is what the real names are. But then they get put in the fire, and through their faith, then the Most High protect them, and they are put in fire. Then Daniel get put in the lion's den, and then the Most High say that he was going to protect the 1/3. So there are going to be people that have to go down. But didn't the Most High say he was going to protect the 1/3? But this is also Gaza's judgment too, according to the book of Amos, chapter 1. It said it was going to come to pass. So he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. What do you think? What do you think, man? So that judgment is the prophecies being fulfilled at this point. That righteousness and judgment, it says that I'm going to bring a fire on the wall of Gaza. You guys are getting destroyed. And I agree that should happen, but they are doing the exact same thing to the Gazans or the Palestinians that they did to us during when they were putting us in the transatlantic slave trade. Remember the book called The Delectable Nigga? If you haven't read it, it's going to be really tough if you try to. I couldn't read it. I made it about, I would say, not very far into the book. And when they started the cannibalism and the rape, and you had to be a boy toy on the sea. I mean, it was horrific. I wasn't able to finish it. So believe me when I tell you, I know what I'm talking about. These savages are doing the exact same thing. They lie, and I'm pretty sure that these guys were taking out men. So there you have it. You know what? Let's go ahead and keep reading in Psalms 37. Rest in Yahweh. Rest in him. Because why? You see the judgment on Gaza. Don't tell me that you didn't see the judgment as the noonday. You know what? You know that at a certain time every day it's noon. You know that Gaza got judged by Yahweh right now. And it's not even over yet. He said for 3, but for the 4th, you guys couldn't stop. And you know what your transgression was? You stole that land from Yahweh, and so did those Israelis. So you guys are both doomed, but the Most High is going to judge all you guys a certain way. And right now, he's also still judging the 2/3. But when he's done, all the sword is going to be put away. And we all know who the sword is, pursuant to the book of Genesis. That's Esau's blessing is the sword. That's how he conquers. He conquers to receive his blessing. So who conquers to receive their blessing? This is why when we tell you a certain person is this guy in the Bible, you guys got to understand this is truly the descendant. And they're truly this wicked. They're truly willing to grape guys over girls. It's insane. It's insane. So back to Psalms 37 and 7. Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who oppresseth in his ways, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Don't even be worried about it. Just have faith, because the Most High is there's 1/3. He said, I ain't letting none of this happen to you. He said, all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And that goes into back to Matthew chapter 24. We should just read that, because this is some great oppression. This is great oppression that's upon us, like never before. And we're watching it live on TV. Nobody can do anything about it. And nobody knows what to do. Everybody's stunned. I'll tell you what the Most High says in verse 8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. And I'm going to stop right there. So while we're just sitting here as the camp, and like they call them they call GMS the bum camp, but we actually follow the instructions. And I'm not part of GMS, but I say we because I follow the same instructions that GMS follows. I keep the same the same doctrine, I guess you would say, for the most part, that GMS keeps. So that's why I always tell you they're in the 100% truth. And these are the only people that I know. I've seen ISUPK fight somebody. I've seen IUIC fight ISUPK and other people. I have seen HOI, House of Israel. I saw one of the leaders of House of Israel crack this dude right upside his head with a stick. Knocked him out. I thought he broke his head off. It was crazy. Now, the gay guy did keep jumping in and trying to touch him, but man, he smacked the brakes off. He beat the brakes off him with one shot. That was the worst thing I ever saw. I've seen HOI, yeah, and then what's the other one? WFI, Watchmen First. I've seen those guys. Not only one guy get into multiple fights with people, but I also saw the their whole camp trying. Remember back when the Palestinians were protesting at the beginning of this whole Gaza war, and you know what? WFI, that was the camp that jumped out and was ready to fight everybody. They tried to fight the whole last protest, and I'll be honest. It looked like they probably could have won. Everybody looked scared of those dudes. But they're out fighting. So I know that they're not lining up with what the scriptures say. The scriptures say, cease from anger, forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off. But those who wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. So evildoers shall be taken out. That's you 2/3. And when they're done getting rid of the 2/3 and the Most High is satisfied, he's going to take out all of you wicked, evil motherfuckers. And that's all there is to it. There's nothing else to say about it. Man, these people with their stupid ads. So these people are all going to get taken out too. I'm going to close out with that though. But I want to read that again. And I'm going to keep reading actually. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. So the ones that, and that goes right into what? Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. In fact, man, it's like every single time, it's like these scriptures have to come out. Because you guys gotta get it in your head that it's not me, it's the Bible. It tells you again. It says, for evildoers shall be cut off. Right? For evildoers shall be cut off. But those who wait, let me read it, but those who wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. So you go to Ecclesiasticus, and you go to chapter 2, and we're just going to read down to verse 5. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, constantly endure. Make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him. That means keep the law. Depart not away. That means keep the law to your best of your ability. When you learn something and you do it, don't turn your back on it. In other words, when you put your hands on the plow, anybody that turns back and look is no longer worthy of the kingdom of heaven. Yahushua said that. So keep going, cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Oh, I'm sorry. Constantly endure, make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, depart not away, make haste, make that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Okay, so I'm chewing that up because I keep reading it over. But so he's telling you don't depart from what he taught you, so you can get what? Inherit the earth. Verse 9 in Psalms 37, verse 9 says, they shall inherit the earth. So cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Let me read it again. They shall inherit the earth. Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, be patient when thou art changed to a low estate, for gold is tried in the fire. So it says, evildoers shall be, but let's go back to verse 7. Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who oppresseth in his ways. For gold is tried in the fire. That's the oppressor oppressing you in his ways. Because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So you jump back up to verse 9. It says, evildoers shall be cut off, and those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. And then 10, it says, for yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. So you'll be like, what happened to these guys? Well, the Most High is going to get rid of them. But the meek shall inherit the earth. That goes back to verse 9 again. Those are the people that wait upon Yahweh. Those are the meek that shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Verse 12, the wicked plotteth against the just, and gnash upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. That's why these motherfuckers are doing this shit right now, because their day is coming. And I told you I was going to close out with one last scripture, so let me get it, and then we're out of here. And Sometimes you just gotta bring them out until the Most High says, okay, that's enough. That's my job. That's my goal. It's not my goal to say, okay, I got this many scriptures, I'm going this long, I gotta stop. That's not my goal. My goal is to go until the Most High tells me to stop. So let's go to, for all you wicked, wicked Amalekites and the rest of you Edomites that think you're getting away with anything. I just want to remind you all, and you Palestinians too, you're not part of Israel. Let me go down to Obadiah 1 and 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, ooh, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. And that's scary because this is a video about grape. And these guys are known throughout all history for graping. Most High just got to get rid of you guys, honestly. I think the most people would just be happy to see you just torched and burned alive. But with that being said, we're going to, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear, I hope you're able to get something out of this message. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory once again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and Shalom.